Hi and welcome to Advanced Virtual Assistants. I am Paula Edwards, the founder, and I'm very pleased to have you here. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with me. Today, I wanted to talk to you about essentially like the headlines of setting up your virtual assistant business. So this can be done in like super fast. Ultimately, we need to sometimes we need to get going. I mean, we've had a lot of people joining our course recently that unfortunately have been made redundant and they've decided that this is the freedom that they want in their life. And I wanted to just come in here and give you a few pointers of how you can do this really quickly if that's what you need right now. So essentially, the first things to think about are get clear about what you're going to deliver. So what services are you able to deliver? And we've got a skills analysis sheet that you could find helpful on our website. Maybe that will help you to define what services you would like to offer. But it's important to remember you don't need to be everything to everybody. So decide what services you want to offer, what problems you want to solve, and who to, most importantly as well. Who's going to be your ideal client? Who would you ideally like to work with? Who would you like to deliver those services to? I wouldn't try to overthink it and try to deliver all the skills. I hear so many times with virtual assistants when they're wanting to start up as they think they don't know all of the things. But what I can almost guarantee you is that you definitely know enough to get started. And I would just think about those things rather than trying to be everything. And think about what the outcome is to the client rather than just the individual broken down tasks. What's the overarching outcome that you want for your client. And then think about all your business basics. So you've thought about your offers, you've thought about who you want to work with. You might want to think about your pricing, what you're going to charge for those things, how you're going to attract your clients, and then all of the setup essentials like set up your email address. I definitely always recommend having a domain-based email. Make sure you've got purchased your contracts. Maybe you want to think about basic systems and processes in your business. Look at other compliances depending on what services you want to deliver. Make sure that you're compliant with everything that you need to be compliant with. So like the ICO or anti-money laundering, those types of things. Make sure that you are compliant with those types of things. Then you need to start letting people know what you're going to be doing. So it's about showing up consistently wherever you're going to market yourself, whether it's going to be networking, whether it's going to be social media, or all of those things. So make sure that you put together a bit of a plan of how you're going to let potential clients know that you exist. And I would definitely make sure that you start to communicate how you can add value rather than just listing the services that you can do. So make sure that you're getting your positioning right on how you can add value to those ideal clients. And a lot of it's about building relationships, and that's why social media is a bit of a slow burn for bringing business in. But it's important to do and stay consistent. But there are other faster ways of building those relationships in order to bring in those potential clients. Don't assume that clients are going to come and find you. They don't know that you exist unless you let them know that you do. And unless you're super duper with your SEO and your website is just amazing from day one, you're not going to show up on Google either for quite some time. So don't just assume they're going to come to you. You have to be a bit more proactive in going out and finding clients. Think about how you're going to convert clients. So maybe you want to think about your discovery calls, making sure that you ask the right thing, that you feel confident to deliver that and ask for the sale. And also think about doing it in a way that feels comfortable for you. I know a lot of people feel a bit icky about the sales. So think about ways that you can do it, that it feels a way that you can actually do it, if you see what I mean. So a few points that just to be careful of. I think lots of people don't get started. They keep saying, I'm going to start when, my youngest child goes to school, or when we've moved house, or when I finish this course. There's always a reason why we're pushing it, kicking the can down the lane, because usually it's a mindset thing that we're just terrified of failing and we just don't want to get started because then we can't fail. But if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always had. I love that saying. It's so true. So you have to put yourself out in that discomfort to a certain extent. As I said, don't offer everything to everybody. You know, focus on a few things that you're really good at and you enjoy doing. And a big overarching thing is just consistency, being consistent with everything that you're doing as well. So I hope that's been helpful. Just a few pointers, excuse me, in getting started and a few things to think about. If you want more information, come across to our website. We've got lots of things over there that can help you. I'll put the link in the notes. All right, take care.